All right, guys, welcome back to another podcast episode at the Cayden Show. What another beautiful day it is. What an honor it is to get to be here and get to sit here with you guys. And I'm going to say it. Well, I guess when you guys are seeing this, it'll be Friday. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. I hope everyone had a great, safe New Year's, made smart choices, got the chance to reevaluate the year and figure out what their goals are for the next year. That's pretty awesome stuff. And yeah, so I hope everyone had a great New Year's. I hope we all had a fun time, whether that involved drinking or not drinking or socializing or watching movies or watching Stranger Things. I know, guys. I know. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, guys, I can. If you guys didn't notice, I do have a different type of outfit on today. I decided to switch it up, going from the chillaxed to the more formal. And let's just say I'm enjoying it. So, yeah, put it on, and by the way, guys, I just want to say really quick, in my podcast area, the lights I have get hot as they're very hot. So I'm literally like I could sweat with the amount. I mean, I'm buttoned all the way up. I'm wearing pants. I have a fan going, but the fan doesn't do much, to be honest. So if there's a few drops of sweat dropping from me, don't judge. Okay, don't judge. So today is going to be kind of a fun episode. We're not going to be, I know recently we've been kind of indulging in more factual and opinionated and serious, which we're going to do a little bit today. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into what the American dream is and just go through a few things, but very, very, very small. We're going to have a few fun pieces in here. It's going to be exciting. This episode's going to be a little bit shorter, which I know, Cayden, you're not that interesting. You should make them shorter all the time. I know. I'm trying. I just talk, guys. That's what I do. I mean, why else would I be here, right? We'll go like right there. Yeah, why else would I be here? Because I love talking. All right, don't hate on me. And guys, by the way, no more drinks in terms of in cans. I realized that it's not the smartest thing to do, so I've eliminated any drinks and I've put them in my cups. So, Cayden, look at that. You're stepping up. You're realizing what you should and shouldn't be doing. Anyways, guys. So, again, welcome back to another episode where tonight we're talking about reset culture, the American dream, weird America, and the things nobody explains but everyone feels. It's catchy, right? I thought of that one and I was like, I'm gonna put that down. And I'm gonna say it. Okay, so quick shout out to Stranger Things. For those who aren't Stranger Things fans, leave. Just kidding. You don't have to leave, but sarcastically leave. All right. If you haven't watched Stranger Things, which there's a decent amount out there, I'm sorry, but we might just not be able to be friends. Okay. We can still be friends, but we can't indulge in that conversation, and that upsets me. So I'm just gonna say it, okay? What a great thing it was. The end of a generation-defining show. I mean, truly, Stranger Things lasted 10 years. It was a decade. It's a culture. It's a culture. It's its own thing. It's a movement. And that's something we need to acknowledge. And shout out to the Duffer Brothers for creating something so cool. And for those of you who don't indulge in that kind of weird stuff, okay. No, I'm joking. That's okay. But it's very interesting, and at the end of the day, we can't ignore the fact that it is something that is a part of people's, adults now even, their childhood, and a part of a decade for adults who watched it. So, I'm not going to do spoilers. I thought about talking about some of the stuff I did and didn't like, but I decided that some people haven't watched it yet. And they've been waiting for the whole thing to come out. I don't know who has the patience for that, but they've been waiting for the whole thing to come out, and now they get to finally do it. So I'm not going to be that guy who is the party pooper on that one. Okay, oh, by the way, guys, hey, just want to shout out. I switched the mic around, so I'm hoping it sounds better. I apologize for the past. Again, guys, thank you for working through the kinks with me, being my test subjects. Yeah, so back to Stranger Things, though. That mic aside, sorry, you guys know me. I always get distracted. It was nostalgic. People grew up with it. The show, it really did shape cultures, right? And it shaped its own culture as well. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, I forgot to put that down. Sorry guys. Anyways, I thought of this and I was like, huh. So I figured I'd say it because we're on the topic. It's cool timing because we're ending something. We're ending what quite literally is 10 years. I mean, not 10 years of shows, but 10 years of work for people into a new beginning. So this is a new beginning. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Okay, guys. So let's dive into it. We're gonna go through some of the more factual stuff, just because we got to do both. I know, Cayden, go to the fun stuff. You're way more fun there. You're kind of boring. Whatever, guys. It's you guys do you, right? You guys do you. Just skip through it. JK, don't skip through it. You're gonna like this stuff. Okay, so New Year's resolution. What's the history? What's the meaning? Where it actually started. Ancient Babylons. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I know people are going to hate on that. It was a promise to repay debt and accountability to something higher, something bigger than them. So it was, in a sense, it was their religion. And they believed in repaying their debts, and there was a sense of accountability. So I thought that was kind of interesting to highlight. Romans, January 1st. It also highlights too, I looked into this, I thought this was interesting, into Janus, I don't know how to pronounce that, but meaning past and future, right? So as we go into the New Year's, we reflect on the past and set goals for the future. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and that's kind of where it highlights in Roman culture. And then in Christian tradition, it's more moral reflection, and repentance and renewal. So we're reflecting on our morals, how we treated others, our faith in Christ, and we are repenting for our actions and for our lack of faith, etc., right? That can mean a lot of things to different people. What changed over time? Shift from vows to goals. So where originally we came from more of a religious perspective, a vow to change, to be better, to repay your debts, to reflect, and again, change, to goals. Where we find in today's culture, I'm going to go to the gym for the first 31 days, and then I'm going to try and go to the gym 5 times a week for the rest of the year. Or I'm going to go to the gym every day. Or I'm going to go on a walk twice a week. Or I'm going to reach out to 5 people a week and ask how they're doing. Or I'm going to start that business, right? I'm going to get sober. I'm going to meet new friends. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to start reading books. I'm going to read a book once a month, right? I'm going to start writing. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to finish my degree. Whatever the case is, we establish goals now. So whereas we used to have vows and we used to promise towards something bigger and accountability, we now have goals. And we establish these goals and we try to achieve them throughout the year. Why most resolutions fail? I think this is important to highlight. Everyone has resolutions, right? New Year's resolutions. No structure, no accountability, built on emotion and not identity. And the whole new year, new me without systems. And why I highlight that, I'm going to go a little bit more into depth. No structure, right? We come up with these goals. We don't put them in the calendar. We don't write them down in the notebook. We don't buy the book. We don't, we don't set the reminder. whatever the case is. There's no structure, right? That's the first part. No accountability. Maybe we don't tell people, or when we do tell people, we don't ask them to hold us accountable. Hey, Cayden, I want to go to the gym 5 days a week. I know you go to the gym a lot. Hold me accountable. Call me, make sure I'm going to the gym. Or Cayden, text me and make sure I'm waking up. Or Cayden, ask me how my book is. Or Cayden, do this. Or Cayden, do that, right? Find someone to hold you accountable for your resolutions, your goals, and what the outcomes are, right? Wanting to hear about that stuff. And then it's built on emotion, not identity. Usually we find these things on a limb. I'm going to go to the gym. And then you eat McDonald's on January 1st, or you partied a little too hard and you got Jack in the Box, or whatever the case is. There's no pull. There's no inner pull from it, right? And in Cayden, well, I want to make this a part of my identity. Okay, great. Have these other two things: find structure, and find someone to hold you accountable. Whether that be me, text me, DM me, or email me. I believe I have my email. All my stuff's in there. Email me. I care about you enough for you to change and for you to have new goals. So tell me what they are, and I'll hold you accountable, right? I think that's a super big thing. And the key takeaways being resolutions used to be alignment. Resolutions used to be alignment. Now they're often about motivation. But motivation fades. Alignment lasts. I'm going to say that again. Motivation fades. Alignment lasts. Motivation is a temporary pusher, right? To have motivation is awesome. Motivation's what gets the alignment started. But to feel in your heart, in your chest, in your identity, an alignment change, a moral change, right? Maybe you go from drinking and drinking and drinking, and morally you decide to be sober. Not through motivation. I got super hungover one night and felt like doo-doo, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be sober because I don't like feeling like crap. That's good. You shouldn't, right? And again, I bring drinking up a lot. If you drink, that's okay. That's your choice. I'm not judging you, but I do like to point out the facts, right? Going back to what I'm saying, that's motivation. Become so motivated that it morally aligns you on a different path. You step on a different path when you choose to follow that motivation and pursue it. Okay? So just some key takeaways to think about, okay? So let's get into the American dream, okay? Now that we've got New Year's resolution, which, by the way, I told you I was going to think of some, and I'm yet to do it, okay? So I'm going to come back next week. This is it, next week. This is my accountability. I want you guys to hold me accountable. I'm going to come back next week with my New Year's resolutions, okay? Maybe I'll make something fun out of it. And what I want to achieve in 2026, et cetera, et cetera. We're also going to be coming out with a U.S. American video. What is U.S. American? Diving a little bit more deeper. What are our goals with the platform? And what are our goals in 2026 through 2030 through 2035? What do we want to do in the next decade? Right? What do we want to do in the next 5 years? What do we want to do in 2026? Okay, so we're going to come out with a little bit of a video giving you guys a better understanding, and hopefully eventually being able to pull some of you guys in and have you guys come in. I love how my mic just fell. I apologize, guys. Bring you guys in, and I know it's gonna be loud for a sec. Technical difficulties. Bring you guys in to. I said bring you guys in a million times now. To help us. How can you help us, right? How could we grow this into something super big? And I do have other things going on, so I would love to be able to eventually join a force of people who are willing to take time out of their careers, like myself, and grow a community and something super cool. So we're going to talk about that. That'll be within the next few days, I believe. I might even talk about it a little bit today. We'll see. But U.S. American, the Cayden Show, and the followers and the people who follow along deserve a video. They deserve its own thing. So we'll get into that. Also, by the way, guys, I don't like this tie. I do, but I don't. It's too skinny. I feel like it makes me look either really fat or like I just bought it, or like I stole it from my little brother. So, guys, please don't judge. Okay, I acknowledge that it does not look the best. Let's move on. Defining the American dream again. Remember, it's I liked to highlight. I highlighted last video: life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. These things are super important. These define a majority of what the American dream is, the original definition, which then we find to get coined later on. But this is what I think is the highlight of the American dream, right? The pursuit of happiness and life and liberty. These things are important. These are the barriers, in my opinion. Again, it's not comfort. It's not guaranteed. And the outcomes are not predictable, okay? When you go into what you want to pursue, you cannot be guaranteed success. You cannot be guaranteed success. That takes away both of those things, that guarantee and that outcome, right? We look for success in our outcome. Everyone does, right? When I pursue this podcast, when I pursue my real estate journey, when I pursue whatever else I'm going to, I expect success, right? I expect to win, succeed. And I am convicted personally that I will succeed. That is what I believe, and that is what I manifest. Okay? That is me. You, on the other side of this, on your phone, or you know what I mean. You can't promise me that this will take off. I have to find it within myself to believe and have faith and find consistency to pursue this dream of mine alone, right? You can't tell me, Cayden, you're going to succeed. I mean, you can motivate me to, hey, Cayden, you're going to do great. Or, hey, Cayden, you're going to do horrible, right? I've been getting a lot of comments recently. I'm very grateful for the amount of people who have reached out and congratulated me and said, Cayden, this is awesome. You're going to do great. You're awesome, right? This platform's awesome. We're so excited. And then I've had people reach out and taunt me. I've had people reach out and comments and insult me. I haven't had anyone message me. I've had a few people call me. I've had calls, and some of them negative, some of them positive, and that's okay. I'm not here to make myself look good or put myself on a pedestal. I'm simply saying that people are going to promise outcomes, whether they be you're a loser or, man, this microphone just keeps falling, guys. This is horrible. I'm so embarrassed. Whether that be you're going to succeed or you suck, this is embarrassing, you're going to get hate, etc., etc. Okay? Yes. Cayden, you went on for so long. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a very, very ecstatic mood. I had my coffee. I went on my drive. I listened to my music. I got my hair gelled back. Although I'm looking at my video, and I've realized that I'm not even going to say his name. I have someone's haircut, a particular person's haircut, and I don't know how I feel about it, okay? I'm not going to say his name. Maybe I will later on. This is going to keep dropping, guys. I'm going to have to get that fixed eventually. I'm not going to say who it is, but I will say that there's a particular person that I'm sure you guys can probably think of who has their hair slicked back and wears suit and ties. And I'm like, there's two people. I guess there's a good one and a bad one. But, well, I guess, whatever. I'm not even going to get into that. Okay. So again, highlighting, I want to get back into this, highlighting what is never promised is ease, fairness, and outcomes, and protection from failure. You're never promised those things. It'll never be easy. It'll never come easy. You can't be promised outcomes, just like I had talked about. And you can't be protected from failure. Now, failure can mean many things. It can mean bankrupt. It can mean divorce. It can mean losing friends, losing long-term friends, short-term friends, right? Losing, or not losing, but having to leave your job, right? More time commitment. There's a lot of different things. Nothing is promised, nothing is guaranteed, and there's no protection from failure. But that is one of the coolest things about it, right? To do something and succeed when others didn't believe in you, when others hated on you, or when others thought you were going to fail. What is promise? Opportunity, freedom to try, and ownership of your choices. Okay? Opportunity is promised. We live in a country where opportunity is still here. As much as any big company or any small company or any person you know personally or on social media or in a different state, whatever the case is, whatever they tell you, do not believe it. Opportunity is real. It is here no matter who you are. No matter who you are. Okay? When we all have the freedom to try. You do. Right? You have the freedom to try. I have the freedom to try. Your friends, your brothers, your siblings, your parents have the freedom to try. Everyone has the freedom to pursue. Okay? Remember that. And don't let anyone tell you different. Moving on. Ownership of your choices, right? This is guaranteed. People are going to see what choices you've made, and they are going to judge. And you are going to have to take ownership for both failures and successes. What person are you going to be? The person who lies? The person who persuades a different way? The person who doesn't take ownership? All of these things come back to you. Who are you going to be? Okay? This is guaranteed. This point in your life where you are going to be asked questions or something's going to be brought up, you are going to have to respond, whether you respond good or bad. Okay, so again, freedom to try versus promise to win. I love that, okay? Freedom to try versus promise to win. We're all given the freedom to try. We're not all going to win, nor are any of us promised to win, no matter who you are. Okay, and then comparison is the new poverty. Comparison is the new poverty. I wanted to highlight that again. I think it's super important. Remember, social media creates false timelines. What does that mean? Cayden, what does that mean? False timelines. I got rich in 6 months. I 3 months ago made a video about how I was going to do this, this, and this, which is awesome, right? That's accountability. And I made it out. I made it rich. I got a Porsche 911 and a Lamborghini Aventador, and I got this, and I got all the new stuff, and I got the nice $1 million home, whatever it is. I succeeded in 3 months. Let me show you how to do it. That is most likely, 99% of the time, a false timeline. Whether they plan this out, or they did get lucky for the 1 in a billion, the 1 in a trillion that did get lucky, or they just had been doing it for a long time, and then they took it out of pocket, or they took it out of context. Whatever the case is, social media creates a false timeline, right? You look at someone and they say, I got rich in a year, but they've been rich, or they're not even rich. They're renting everything. Everything's is rent. They rent the cars. They rent that truck. They rent that $1 million, $10 million mansion, right? Now, I'm not saying it's not expensive, but I am saying that they're taking credit of things they actually haven't accomplished, or that they don't actually own. Okay? Seeing highlights is not seeing reality. Okay? So what you see on even this podcast, whether it be 30 minutes or 5 hours, or that YouTube video, that'd be 2 hours long, that is such a small percentage of their actual daily life. They have to put a smile on for 2 hours. Maybe they just naturally have that smile on, right? They put a smile on for 2 hours, and they act like everything is great. And you look at them and you think, man, that person's doing awesome, right? Are they really though? Piques the question, right? So these are things we have to think about, but we forget. I gotta figure this out, guys. But we forget these things. And people aren't behind, they're distracted, right? So that begs the question that I talked about, or not the question, but the statement that I talked about last time. People feel like they're behind because they see all these things, but little do they know they're just distracted. They can achieve those things too. It's too late to start a podcast about entertainment, or it's too late to start a podcast about Disney. That's a thing, right? It's too late. It's not too late. Start that podcast, start that video, start that platform, start that business, right? Start that car detailing business. Get your real estate license. It's never too late, right? Never. Ownership changes everything. Well, what are we owning? We are owning our time, our skills, our decisions, and our responsibility, right? We're owning all these things. These are all things we have control of when we are in pursuit of our American dream, right? Now, depending, I would say the only one mainly would be, I mean, you could argue time and decisions, right? If you're with an employer, I got to fix that mic, guys, I apologize. If you're with an employer, I mean, you don't to a extent, but at the same time you do. Same with decisions, right? These things all vary amongst the different pursuits of the American dream. Moving on. Renters of life feel stuck. Renters of life feel stuck. And owners feel pressure but gain freedom. Right? And what does that mean when renters feel stuck? It means that you are not in your pursuit, right? You're on someone else's time. You're on someone else's company, someone else's money, someone else's paycheck. You're on something that is not in pursuit of yourself, right? Versus owners, people who are in pursuit of what they want, feel pressure, right? You're always pursuing. You always have to do whatever it takes. Let's take a business owner for example. They're going to feel the pressure of the company, but they get the freedom to buy whatever truck they want, to work whatever hours they want. Now, they work a lot of hours. People say this. I get to choose my own hours. Oh, wow, you get to work 10 hours a week. Cool. Yeah, that's cool. I want to do that. But they don't realize what that actually means is they get to choose when they work their 90 hours. It does not mean they work 10 hours a week. They get to choose their vacation time. They don't have to send in vacation time, right? But they have to choose when they work their 90 hours, whether that be Monday through Friday, Wednesday through Sunday, right? Whatever that case is, maybe Monday through Thursday, you get to choose. That's the freedom of pursuing a business, becoming an entrepreneur, holding yourself accountable. It does not mean you get to just be free. Now, when you work for 10, 15 years, and some lucky people who only work 8 years, you sell your company, you have a lot of money, you can go and do whatever you want with it, right? You're unattached from any responsibilities. And most people don't do that. They usually start another business. Because once you get to that point, you usually like the pursuit. You like the hunger. You're desperate or you're hungry for that next deal, for that next big accomplishment. So that's a super big thing, right? People don't understand that. Discipline has future freedom. Disciplines feel restrictive, short term, but long term, it creates options. It creates success. To have discipline, to have structure now, as a young person or even a person who's in their 40s, to create a new structure feels restricting because you have changed your pursuit, your habits, what you believe in, right? Whatever the case is, you feel restricted. You feel different, uncomfortable, tight, tense. But in the long run, you have very nice returns, right? You have accomplished something. You have created short-term discipline that turns into long-term discipline, that in return creates options, wealth, faith, family, etc., right? Freedom. So I think that's important. And structure, I want to highlight, structure isn't oppression. It's preparation, okay? Structure isn't oppression. Structure doesn't care to oppress you. You choose to have structure. You feel like you're the prisoner to it, but you choose to have it. Remember that. Next time you are like, why am I doing this? Why am I going to the gym? Why am I not out partying with my friends? Why am I here studying when I could be out making money or with my friends? You chose to pursue education. You chose to pursue that dream job. You chose to pursue that body, that lifestyle, that six-pack, right? Whatever the case is, that 315 PR. You chose to pursue that. Remind yourself of this next time you're struggling, and remind yourself that you chose this. Positively remind yourself, right? You could say you chose this, and it sounds negative, but you chose this. You chose to pursue this. Be proud of yourself. Be happy, and continue to pursue it. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to go on a little bit of a light break. We're going to have some fun. I've actually been waiting for this. So really quick, I used to do these. See, by the way, I love how I said we're going to be quick. I got to figure out what's going on here, guys, because this is going to bother me. Anyways, guys, see, this is horrible, guys. You know, and really quick, I want to point something out. It's like slowly descending. Okay, can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me. Okay, this is going to get fixed, guys. I want to point three things out. One, I said this would be a short video. It's not a short video. I apologize, guys. I lied. Cayden, what the heck? But it's okay because we love listening to you. Right? No, I'm joking. Anyways, two, I don't have a team. This is why I need people. But this is why I like my stand instead of the arm, right? But I'm trying to be more efficient. I'm trying to not make my videos sound like absolute dog doo-doo. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to cuss. I'm trying not to make my videos sound like absolute dog doo-doo because I tap my hands on here a lot and I move this around and it's a whole thing. And I'm still scarred by the mute thing. Okay, so that's two. Three, I used to do these. When I first started testing out the podcast theory, I would just like have some fun with it. I would just do whatever I pleased. And I can see it moving right now. It's just moving. Anyways, I was trying to just test out some different things and get like all of my stuff in order. And well, guys, we're gonna do this. Okay, you guys, okay, guys, hold up. Give me a sec. I know. For those of you listening on Spotify, I apologize. You probably don't know what's going on right now. Okay. It's gonna sound like it's hitting something for a little bit, and then it's gonna mellow out. Okay, all right, guys. I think we're good. Maybe not. Anyways, I'm just gonna be super careful. When I was testing stuff out, I would do these fun things, and the main one I liked to do was the Florida man, the Florida man story. So I don't know if you guys have heard of these, but like basically like weird stuff happens in Florida, and people get arrested for these weird things, and it started a trend. You would search up your birthday. See, it's gonna fall off, guys. It's gonna fall off. You'd search up your birthday. Give me one moment, guys. I'm gonna go ahead. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick pause break. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Let's see if this works. Hopefully it does, but if not, that is, I guess, well, whatever. What am I gonna do, right? It's look like it's not working, but that's okay. We're gonna just keep rolling with it, and then this is just gonna be an issue that I get to experience later. This is horrible. Guys, I'm so embarrassed. It's okay. Okay, anyways, guys, we're just gonna leave it. It's gonna slowly move down. Do not let it destroy. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go like this. Like, see, guys, I'm only human. I am only human. Oh. I am only human. Okay, guys, we're gonna let it tap, because that's just gonna be the best bet right now. Okay, anyways, guys. So let's get into it, okay? So I feel like I'm kind of losing everyone now. By the way, I haven't actually looked at these yet, so they could be really funny or not funny at all. We're in this together. Florida man calls 911 because McDonald's ice cream machine is broken. Demands police to handle it. Wow, okay. I'm going to say that again. Florida man calls 911 because McDonald's ice cream machine is broken. You know what? I bet you it's because he knew they were lying. I worked at McDonald's, and I never experienced someone lying about the ice cream machine being broken. But I know it happens. So that's that. I bet you he knew. I bet you he called their bluff. And he was like, I know the ice cream machine's broken. I mean, I know it's not broken. I know you're lying to me. I bet you that's what happened, guys. So yeah, I would demand it too. I don't know if any of you guys like McDonald's ice cream, but I love it. Okay? I love McDonald's ice cream. It's my favorite thing. I love everything McDonald's, which is horrible because I can't eat it. But when you work there, you have a weird, you just like it. I don't know. It's one of those things. Next Florida man story. Florida man steals a forklift and uses it to rescue his own car from a mud pit, and leaves the forklift and gets arrested anyways. Well, I mean, that makes sense, right? You can't steal someone's forklift, but at the same time, like, come on, guys, just help him out. Help a man out. I mean, he lost his forklift. He lost his car, and he left the forklift. I don't know, but did he leave it at the mud pit, or did he give it back to the factory, or was it never at a factory or anything? It was just next to the mud pit he crashed into. Right? It's an interesting one. Florida man tries to rob a store and hands cashier a note written on his own arrest paperwork. Whoa, I don't get that one. Florida man tries to rob a store and hands cashier a note written on his own arrest paperwork. Wow. I don't get that one, but from what I'm getting, it sounds kind of stupid. But I don't know, guys. These are always interesting. Next time. Actually, you know what? Let's just do it now. Let's see now. Hold up, guys. Okay, we're gonna do my birthday, just because I know that people would be interested in that. Okay, August 4th, 2006. A Florida restaurant owner who used his car to run down and kill a man who held him up with a BB gun has been acquitted of manslaughter. That's kind of lame. I want something kind of more interesting. Proven guilty of growing marijuana. You know, guys, this is not, yeah. Forget I even did that. You know, there's nothing that's interesting out of that. We're just gonna leave that alone. And I want so I want to highlight this. This is all in the same state. I mean, how does so many weird things happen in the same state? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Okay, so let's move on to fun American theories. New, not from prior outline. Oh, that's right. Yep, that's what I meant. I meant to note that to myself, guys. My apologies. These are new ones, so not from the prior video. The simulation theory. Wow. Okay. So I haven't read these either, by the way. I had someone find these and write them down for me, and then I just so I can blind review them because I thought this would be interesting. So hopefully there's nothing weird in here because I trust them. Idea that reality is computer generated. People believe this because of glitches, probability anomalies, and tech acceleration. Okay. Wow, this is interesting. So, idea that reality is computer generated. Like we're in a simulation. I don't understand what glitches are happening. I'm not what glitches are happening. Someone send me videos on glitches. Probability anomalies. Okay, and then tech acceleration. I don't know how much I believe on that one, but we'll go through. The lost technology theory. Ancient civilizations had advanced tech. Oh, I've seen this one. Yeah, so advanced tech, like for instance, the Egyptians. Evidence like this one, they wrote down the evidence. People point to pyramids, Machu Picchu, and precision stonework. I mean, really, think about it, though. I don't know if you guys have been to the pyramids of Egypt. I haven't, but I've seen videos on it, and it's quite interesting how they moved these massive things. What could have been hundreds of miles. I think that's quite interesting. That's something we should highlight. And it does pique the question, what did they have some type of technology? And then they have the pyramids, and if I'm correct, they have these massive pillars inside of it, like one massive pillar, or it might be a few. And I guess it drawed energy, or it did something super cool. But technology or not, it's quite fascinating that how they design stuff, their agriculture, their technology, their societies. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things. And that goes into the precision stonework, the beautiful architecture and the beautiful things they did with their hands and their hammers and that kind of stuff. I mean, quite interesting, right? Actually, I'm curious, when was the wheel invented? That'd be a good question, because I bet you that would pique the question of, really, the wheel was made then, or at this time, but before that, they did everything without the wheel, right? I don't know, maybe the wheel's always been a thing. I just think it's kind of funny. I'm trying to think where I saw that from. There's somewhere, I'd have to think about it. But anyways, guys, we'll move forward. The everything psyop theory. I haven't heard this one. Media manipulation, fear-based messaging, attention engineering, and not everything is fake. But not everything is neutral. Media manipulation. Yeah, right? I mean, it's just bias, right? Media manipulation. Fear-based messaging, fear-mongering, right? Propaganda, etc., etc. Attention engineering. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I have an idea on that, but that makes sense. And not everything is fake, but not everything is neutral. Okay, the timeline shift theory. Things feel off, cultural acceleration, shared sense of instability, and possible explanation of text speed, information overload, and loss of grounding narratives. The timeline shift theory. I'm kind of interested on that one. I'd have to do a little bit more digging, guys. These are just kind of bullet points on the theories that I'm highlighting. But I don't know. I think that's interesting, though. I could see that being something. Okay, guys. I want to highlight America's weird, imperfect, and chaotic, but it's also one of the few places where reinvention is still allowed, right? Where we get the chance to reinvent, right? To perform something, to create something that performs better, and so much more. America is a beautiful country, and it is the greatest country in the world. I know everyone who's not from here would say it's just American pride, but it's true. It is true. People would travel across the world to get the opportunity to live in the country you live in. Remember that. Be grateful for it and take advantage of it. Take advantage of the opportunities you and I and everyone around us are given. Don't think for a second that you can't achieve something too. Not for a second. Remember that. It's important. Okay? And then so next episode I'm planning. I'm still in the works of it, but we're going to be talking a little bit about money, some faith, obviously, discipline, and identity. And with that being said, my call to action for you guys is to reflect, question, and build intentionally. Okay. So what I mean by that is reflect on this episode, reflect on the past episodes, reflect on the year, and let's come back next episode after we fully have a week to decide what our New Year's resolutions are going to be, and let's do it. Let's indulge in a conversation. I'll share my questions, and we're gonna have an awesome time. Okay. And with that being said, if you have questions for me, always feel free to DM me. I believe my email is in all my bios. And reach out and ask me questions, or if you have something you want me to talk about. I'm here. I'm here to hear it. So I want to do that. Okay, and start building something. This year is going to be a good year. 2026 is going to be awesome. It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time. And while I'm building this brand in my career, start building yours. For all those people out there, whether you be in high school, middle school, or you are out of school, right? You're in college, start building something. Start doing something big. Start doing something cool. And let's grow together. That's going to be what I sum it up with. So reflect on these things, okay? It's been awesome. It's been great. I'm super excited. Thank you for the patience on the microphone. This will not be an issue next time. We're going to get that fixed. But besides that, have an awesome week. Happy New Year's. And I'm so grateful for you to get to share this journey with you. How cool is that? How cool is that? Again, guys, I'm considering starting live streams. I don't know what platform I'd use. It'd either be Instagram or we can use Rumble, or we can use TikTok. We can switch it up. But I want to hear your feedback on it. I want to know what you think. And hopefully I can get something rolling there. Maybe we do Monday night lives or Monday afternoon lives, or we do it on the weekend, whatever the case is, okay? So, and we'll invite you on. We'll have a few people coming on, and we can have conversations, share opinions, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, guys? So let's go ahead. We're going to end it here. I'm super grateful for you. I'm super grateful for this platform and what it's going to do. And yeah. Okay, guys. Have an awesome day. Have an awesome week. Happy New Year's. Merry late Christmas. Very late Christmas, but and yeah, guys. All right. Bye-bye.